Wish TV is focused on family and the community and is committed to sharing the stories of those who are making a difference every day. From the All Indiana Podcast Network and Wish TV, this is Behind the Eight Podcast with Wish TV's George Mallet.
This is George Mallet. On this edition of Behind the Eight, we're going to focus on the program I do each morning, Lifestyle Live. That's because my co-host, Amber Hankins, has returned from maternity leave after delivering a healthy, handsome baby boy named Brigham. I'll talk to Amber about the importance of family, the joy of having a job she loves, and balancing it all flawlessly.
What can 160 years of experience teach you about the future? A lot. Especially when it comes to protecting what matters. At Pacific Life, we've helped people and businesses confidently embrace the future with life insurance, retirement income, and employee benefits. With strategies built on strength and trust, and a promise to be here for you today and tomorrow. Ask a financial professional how Pacific Life can help you today. Pacific Life Insurance Company, Omaha, Nebraska, and in New York. Pacific Life and Annuity, Phoenix, Arizona.
And I am joined by Amber Hankins herself. I feel like I've talked to everybody, Amber, in the whole Wish 8 family, but yeah. I've yet to talk to my co-host. And you are, this is being posted a little bit later in the month, but you have just come back from maternity leave after having little Brigham. Who's a perfect little round-faced baby. So give me your thoughts about just... coming back to work after, you're bonded with your baby.
Yeah, it's bittersweet. I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't have cried or I wouldn't cry because I knew I would. I wear my heart on my sleeve anyway, and it's tricky. You are with them 24/7, literally every day for 12 weeks. Them getting to know you, you getting to know them, and they sleep on you, they love on you, they're on your chest, and that's hard. That's hard for anybody to walk away from. Yes, you're exhausted and you kind of want a little bit of a break, which is always good. But during the day, I find myself looking at the clock thinking, okay, he would be sleeping now. He would be, laying on me. He'd be wanting to nurse. We would be doing this. And that part is hard to walk away from. But at the end of the day, I know he's in a good place. He's at the same place Ledger and Avery were for their daycare. And he's being cared for by some incredible ladies. And they send me updates through, it's like this app. And that makes it all better. So I can see him. I can know that everything is good. And then I can go about my day.
I remember when Colton was a baby, and fortunately it was in the video age. So I would get text messages with little video clips of breakthrough moments.
Yes, exactly.
So it was fun.
And it makes it better. It's hard juggling parenthood and career, and this is my third one. Yeah. So Derek and I, over the weekend, I was making sure everything was set up for him because he's the one who gets Avery on the bus, and he takes now Brigham and Ledger to daycare. And that's not always easy for one person to do, mother or father. So, we found ourselves, I had everything set up, ready to go, just to try to make this as easy as a transition as possible. But the good thing is my daughter is almost 10. So it's almost like a mini mama being able to help. Derek said, go get this, hold the baby while I take care of Ledger. So she is such a big help. I can't imagine, though, those parents who do back to back.
Right. You got a 2-year-old and a baby.
And then maybe a 3.5-year-old. And that's like, what?
And the impression I'm getting about Avery is that she really enjoys being a part of the care team.
Yeah, and she's so good at it too. She's so sweet-natured and loving, and she loves to hold and to rock. And she had a friend over the other day, and they asked if they could take him down to the basement and act like that he was their real baby. And I was like, you are adorable, but no, because I don't quite trust you girls alone doing that yet. And he's a real baby. So we're going to wait on that a little bit. But it is sweet seeing them interact as siblings. You just never know what to expect. But this has been such a beautiful time. And even though there's part of me that's sad to let it go, I'm also glad to get back into work, because you kind of do lose that part of yourself. I mean, George, I was in sweatpants and hair up in a bun and milk-stained shirts, and I mean, for 12 weeks, which was blissful at times. But there are other times it's like, wait, who am I? And I also think it's important as women, because I've been a stay-at-home mom for 2 years with Avery, and I've been a working mom. And I think there's that balance of still being true to you and still having your own identity outside of just mom.
Well, let me ask you this. Was there ever a time, I mean, because we both know, I mean, daycare is expensive.
It is expensive.
When you start talking about having, one child in school and 2 in daycare, did you ever entertain the thought of just staying home?
I did. And I thought about it even now, because I know some people do that. But with Ledger, even if I added Ledger and Brigham, it has to make sense. You have to be, not gaining as much monetarily wise from work. And it didn't quite make sense yet. I thought about staying home with them in the summer, but then of course you want to go back in August when they go back to school. And that's tricky. I know some women do that, but I'm also very fortunate that I have a career that I really love.
Right.
I work on a show that I love, and I work with people who I adore. Now, that's not always the case for a lot of people, and it's easier to leave. But for me, I mean, I've been here almost 8 years now. It'll be 8 years this May. And when you build something so much that you're so passionate about and you love, you want to set that example for your children. Because I know, for one, Avery would be heartbroken if I weren't on the show, because she's obviously been a guest, much like Colton, many times. And I think it's kind of become a part of who mom is for them. And I want to show them, especially my daughter, that women can be a good mom, be a loving mom, an attentive mom, but also have life outside of that too, and have a career that they enjoy.
And I would also say that it's valuable for your child to see you enjoying your job.
Yeah.
So that's something they can look forward to at some point in their lives.
I think so as well. I mean, there are certainly benefits, to staying at home and being with your kids that long, but I also think it's good, especially with Ledger. He's 4. And not necessarily Brigham because he's a baby, but Ledger gets that social interaction that he wouldn't get with other kids if he were just me. And his daycare at his age is also preschool. So he's learning so much every day that with a new baby, I wouldn't necessarily have the time to teach him. And then there's that mom guilt. So if I had both of them at home and I'm taking care of Brigham, Ledger, I can't get to you right now because I have to take care of the baby. The baby obviously is very needy, and they need to be taken care of. So I would feel guilty. So it's like, I think Ledger is, even though it's expensive, he's in the place, where he needs to be, and that's going to serve him well.
And you're also blessed because you have got a good partner. Shout out to Derek Hankins.
Can we give a shout out to my husband?
Former Detroit Tigers pitcher, and now he's a great father. So tell us about the role that he plays in all of this.
Well, that's just it. And I say this from the most honest, deep part of my heart. He is genuinely such a good guy and a really great husband. I could not do this without him. And I would like to think he would say the same thing about me. It's this partnership and working together, because 3 little ones, it's not an easy thing at all. Right. And we have to have this system to where, he gets Avery on the bus in the morning, gets her up for school, feeds them all breakfast, gets the other 2 little ones out, to daycare now, and then he goes to work. His schedule, thankfully, allows him to do that, whereas mine does not. I have to be here at a certain time. And he's flexible more so in the afternoons as well. So it's like this balance, this give and take. And thankfully, I'm married to someone who, it's not gender stereotyping in terms of roles, where you're the woman, you do this, and I don't look at him like that either. He does dishes every day. Every night. He cooks dinner every night. I'm in charge of laundry, but also the babies. So I'm taking care of, them, and we switch back and forth. And I think that's what makes that partnership work so well, is when you rely on one another. Yeah. And it's a back and forth. It's a team.
And clearly, Derek Hankins can also change a diaper.
He can also change a diaper, and he does mighty well. I always tell him, I'm like, the way you strap these on. I'm like, everything is just so perfect. It's just so intricate. So he does a good job. He'll change every diaper. But he would also probably joke and be like, yeah, she's not going to let me get out of that one.
Yeah,
and I would not either.
I think
you're doing it.
I think back to my father's generation, and I don't know that I ever asked my mother this question, but I have a feeling my father did not do diapers. But I was doing them right away.
And I think a lot of men, especially in those generations, didn't. And there is part of me, I get it. The woman is home more often and the man is out working, 8-10 hours a day. But I've always been of the mindset that it takes two.
Sure it does.
And I'm not the only one who made this baby. And it is a partnership. And if he's able to do that for me, I'm able to do more for him. It's a give and take, and you're both happier. And especially with, postpartum, women need that emotional support. It is so incredibly important because your body is going through so much. So I would say any husbands out there listening, do what you can do to help your wife because she's gone through a lot. And what a beautiful blessing having a baby, a new family member in your life. And as long as you work together with it, it just makes things so much easier.
Well, let's talk about work for a minute. What are you looking forward to as you get back into the routine here?
Well, it's funny because people mention having to go to work. For me right now, George, if I were at home, I would be working so much harder than I'm working right now. It's just taking care of a baby, a newborn, is a lot of work, and it's exhausting, and it's nonstop, and you're sleep deprived. And that was one of the things I was worried about the most coming back to work, is because he still doesn't sleep the best at night. How am I going to get up and function? But there was also that part of me, I was really looking forward to coming back because it's like with this show, with Lifestyle Live and the crew that we have, there's so many opportunities every day. Like, ooh, let's try this. We have this idea, let's try that. And I feel like the greatest part about what we do is that we have free reign to do that. But we also have a team that's on board with it. Like, yeah, let's give it a shot. Let's see what we can do. Lifestyle TV is so much fun. And I think for me especially, that's why it's so hard to just completely walk away from.
Sure. And do you have any breaking news you want to share? Any projects that you have planned as we move forward this year?
Oh, gosh, I don't. Day one, I feel like I'm just trying to get back in the groove. It's amazing after 12 weeks. There are little things. I'm like, wait, what did I do before? How did I do that? So not quite yet, but I think the potential is there, and I look forward to seeing what we all are able to accomplish and to do as a team.
And when you walked in today, did you remember all of your passwords?
I did not, and I will tell you that they have given me a new monitor.
Okay.
So I don't even know if, in between all of their finagling, if all of my websites are still saved and pulled up.
Okay.
Because our worksheet or whatever for today was not.
Okay.
I could not find that, so I'm going to have to wait on that. But also a big shout out to you, because when I walked in, you made me feel so welcome, gave me a hug, welcome back, but also had this adorable picture card that you had watercolored and a note, which it's just those little things in life, I think, with people, that there is a time to where I look back and I have all these fill-in hosts and they're wonderful, and I think, gosh, maybe they don't need me back.
No.
Maybe they don't want me back.
we needed you back. As the quote said on the card, our long national nightmare is over. Amber Hankins is back on Lifestyle Live.
It is such a good feeling to come back to a team that has your back and that supports you, and you all genuinely feel like not just coworkers, but friends. And that makes leaving that baby boy okay in my heart.
She is Amber Hankins. She's an awesome co-host and clearly an awesome mom as well.
Thank you. Thanks, George.
And this is George Mallet. My thanks to Amber Hankins for joining me on Behind the Eight. My thanks to you for listening to this edition of Behind the Eight. And be sure to subscribe to this and all of the cool podcasts featured on the All Indiana Podcast Network.
From the All Indiana Podcast Network. This is Behind the Eight Podcast with Wish TV's George Mallet. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to this podcast wherever you get your podcasts. And connect for even more on Facebook and at wishtv.com.